Hey, my name is Richard Capel. I missed a phone call a little while ago. I was on the phone. I'm sorry.
You're fine. Richard, this is Chris Elliott with Rockingham County Government. I heard that you're with Phoenix Title II Auditors, and I want to give you a call back.
Oh, yes, sir. I audit for Title II compliance by public entities. I try to hold public entities accountable for complying with Title II. And I didn't see the link on your website. I'm disabled myself, so I'm disabled from EMS, my county 911 system. So my first 2 weeks of EMT school was EMS and the Americans with Disabilities Act. So I know it very well, and now that I'm disabled, unable to be on the ambulance and pick people up for a living anymore, I use my training to go to public entities and hold them accountable for Title II of the ADA. And I usually just look for voluntary compliance, and if you voluntarily comply, I'm a happy camper. If you don't voluntarily comply, then I report you to the DOJ and they volunteer you to comply.
10-4. Well, I have a name you can reach out to that person we've worked with Disability Rights of North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm familiar with them, but as a public entity of 50 or more employees since 2007, a public entity with 50 or more employees must name at least one responsible person as their Americans with Disabilities Act coordinator, and their job is to ensure that your public entity complies with Title II of the Americans with Disabilities Act. And that person has the ability, for example, I have an electric bike that doesn't have pedals, so I have to register it as a moped. Contact the City of Columbia Americans with Disabilities Act coordinator, Miss Gwendolyn Connors, and she writes me a letter saying that I may ride my electric moped anywhere where bicycles are allowed to be in the city limits. So that's why it's important for your particular public entity to have an ADA coordinator so that that person can make reasonable accommodations for people like myself that are disabled and want to ride on the bicycle paths and have a good time and enjoy the same rights and privileges as an able-bodied person can. So if I was to report it to the DOJ and get the DOJ involved, first defense for a public entity non-complying with Title II of the ADA is a fine of $55,000 to $75,000 and a mandate that you name an ADA coordinator and comply with Title II. Because there's no 11th Amendment immunities for public entities non-compliance with Title II. And any federal funds that you have been receiving since 2007 not having an ADA Title II coordinator during that time, technically, you don't qualify for Section 504 federal funds until you have an ADA Title II coordinator.
Are you finished?
Oh, yes, sir.
Or you want to continue? You can continue.
I'm just trying to give you a heads up about, your public entity should have their own employee as the ADA coordinator. And if I was to contact Disability Rights North Carolina, they would be saying the same thing, that y'all are required to have an ADA coordinator. So, and that would be like the sheriff being an elected official. He's required to have his own ADA coordinator for his inmates in the jail and as well as his employees. So,
Well, I'd have to say we put this out in February of 2020. Since February of 2020, the same compliance letter goes out to any sovereign citizen or group or any kind of auditor that wants to come in and audit our ADA requirements, to whom it may concern. This letter serves as a notification that Rockingham County is in compliance with all ADA requirements as mandated by the United States Department of Justice Civil Rights Division and the state of North Carolina General Statute 143-422.2. From this point forward, all questions directed to Rockingham County personnel in regards to this matter shall cease, and any concerns or grievances regarding the county's compliance with ADA regulations will need to be petitioned to the U.S. Department of Justice. And I can enclose in email or letter a copy of a complaint form issued by the U.S. Department of Justice, and we are fully in compliance. So instead of threatening language about reaching out to the Department of Justice, we are fine. We get along with the Department of Justice. We've got a great relationship. We have disability rights individuals that we accommodate that work for us.
Right.
I personally have a disabled child, so I take it very seriously when somebody tries to call and influence that we are not being compliant.
Okay.
So,
well, can you email me a link to? Can you email me a link to your ADA notice, please, sir? Which is 28 Code of Federal Regulations 35.106.
I can give you exactly what you did today. A phone call of any sort to any department of Rockingham County government.
Okay.
And ask. We require a 30-day recommendation for a reasonable accommodation. But if you ask for that, they will send you to the 504 coordinator.
Okay.
You can actually go on YouTube, where we've been audited multiple times with these folks that like to get on YouTube and
they're First Amendment auditors. Yeah, they're First Amendment auditors, and they're unlike me. What they're doing, they're totally good at what they're doing, but what I'm doing is catching public entities violating Title II of the Americans with Disabilities Act, because you don't have a named ADA coordinator for your public entity, and you don't have a notice available on your website as to who the contact person is for the ADA.
Oh, okay, so we don't. Well, sir, I'm not going to argue with you. I would issue your complaint to the Department of Justice, and we would be fine.
Okay.
To answer that complaint, would they reach out?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks. Hello?
This is Richard.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is Chris Elliott again. Not too many times do I have to eat crow, but you were correct. The ADA coordinator is not listed on the main page. It's listed on our intranet.
Okay.
So I have let IT know about that, and we're working to get that changed immediately.
Okay. Could you?
So I apologize.
Would you be kind enough to send to my personal email address, just say hello or something, and then I will send you information to help, which is the ADA Title II Toolkit for State and Local Government by the United States Department of Justice, so that you have everything you need.
So we have that, but it wasn't transferred when we changed our out viewing internet portal for our web page.
Right.
But I have that set up on the intranet, which only employees can see.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, we've got that.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to look for the link, and I couldn't find it. So.
Oh yeah. So I went in there in the IT director's office, and it was not on there.
Okay.
Safety and risk management wasn't even listed. So.
Yeah,
that.
It's sad. The reason why I started up is I discovered that, all public entities with 50 or more employees are required to name at least one person. And that's what they do. They name one person. And then that one person retires, and now they're not in compliance anymore.
Right.
That's why I started up. Yeah.
I've been that person since 2017. That's why I take it very personal.
Oh yeah.
Somebody said you're not doing it, but it's you wouldn't know because it wasn't out there.
Right. And all I'm looking for is voluntary compliance. That's it. You know, I'm not looking to sue anybody. I'm just looking for voluntary compliance. So.
Absolutely.
Anyway, but I appreciate your call back, and I'll check the website.
If I'm wrong, I'll eat crow. So.
Hey man, I appreciate you calling, you know, and letting me know. Thank you very much. So
absolutely, sir.
Yes, sir. You have a great day, and I look forward to.
I'll give you a call when we get it up.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye.